Hey y'all, how are you this morning? Listen, we are going to make some eggplant Parmesan, and you're supposed to have the marinara salts over it, and we're going to make homemade marinara salts. We've got our oven set on 400 degrees. Let me move this out of the way where y'all can see what I'm doing. We've got our oven set on 400 degrees right now because we're going to cook it in a casserole dish, and we need a good hot oven. If you don't use the regular garlic like I do, today I'm going to use garlic powder, and I'm going to use real garlic, or the clove. I'm going to use 2 of them. And I'm getting it off right now, the little holes thing. This eggplant Parmesan is actually, in my cookbook, it's called a diet eggplant Parmesan because it's actually super good for you. There's nothing that's going to hurt you in it. It's got egg whites in it that we're going to beat up. I'm going to show y'all how to do that. It's just real good. I've done it for you. I think it's been it's probably been at least 2 years ago. So some of you may not have seen it. Some of you may have seen it and tried it. All right, so I'm going to cut up this little garlic real fine. I did 2 cloves. And we are going to put it in this pan with a little bit of oil. I'm going to use avocado oil, but you use whatever kind of oil you want. It doesn't matter. Just put just a tad in there. And we're only going to cook this for like a minute because garlic will burn. We're just going to kind of cook it just a little bit just to get some flavors in that oil. Okay? I'm up and at it today. I went to bed at 8, got up at 4, so I've had 8 hours of sleep. I'm full of energy. But when night gets here, I won't be worth killing. All right, so here we go. Let's just put that in our oil. We're just going to let it cook just a minute or 2. All right, so here's while it's cooking, let me tell you this. Some things we're going to be needing to make this is we're going to need 2 cans. These are 15-ounce cans of tomato salts, any brand you want to use. We're going to be using a little bit of your garlic powder. We're going to see how much. We're going to use some oregano and some Italian seasoning. That's what we're going to be using today. And black pepper. All right, see how that's just barely cooking in there? Don't let it cook long now, y'all. Just to get the oils out of the garlic. That's all you want. Because it's going to be marinating anyway. All right, already have your cans open now when you do this. Because if you don't, you'll have to open your cans and then the garlic will be cooking longer and it may burn. So just go ahead and do that ahead of time. Okay, like I did. All right, that's enough. Put your 2 cans of your tomato sauce in there. And get it all out real good. All right. Turn it down now because we're going to marinate it. I mean, not marinate it, simmer it. What am I saying this morning? All right, there's our tomato sauce. The reason we're not adding salt in here is because my tomato sauce is the salted kind. So I'm going to actually taste this to make sure. All right, now let's put our other stuff in. I got some measuring spoons out just in case you feel not confident, okay? Today. This is I want 1/4 of a teaspoon. Where is it? I'm going to do 1/4 of black pepper. I am going to do 3/4 of oregano. I better go with the whole teaspoon of that because that makes it so good. Let me go with a teaspoon. We're going to do a teaspoon of oregano. Y'all like yours spicy? I do. A teaspoon of oregano and a teaspoon of Italian. And I'm going to go ahead and put just a little bit of garlic powder in there, and I will put a half a teaspoon. I buy the garlic powder instead of the garlic salt, and the reason I do is because so many of the things are already got salt in them, and then you wind up having too much. All right, I've got this turned down to 3. And while this is just going to simmer a while, I think I'll turn it up to 6 because it's not really simmering yet. I want all those flavors to blend in. All right. Now we're going to come over here and do our the eggplant part. Since we're calling this Dieters eggplant Parmesan, I only put like a teaspoon of grease on here. Because you got the grease and cookie sheet. You can use a spray if you want to, like a cooking spray, if you'd like to do that. Okay, there we go. Grease your cookie sheet. There's our cookie sheet. Now we've got to, we're going to have 4 large eggs, the white of just the white. So what I'm going to do here is separate my yolks from my whites, and we'll have that done. Can y'all see? Can you see this morning? Walt was talking about the other day. I was telling him that I had to wear contacts and glasses. He said, "You mean you wear them both?" I said, "Well, when I read, I do. I can't see. I've got the worst eyes of my family. My mother and daddy's eyes were much better than mine. Much better." All right, we're going to, what we're going to do is we are going to froth, I guess you'd say. That's what the recipe says. We're going to froth up the egg whites till it's kind of frothy. That means kind of bubbly and whatever. Let me get my garbage can over here. And I unplugged my light. Wait just a minute, y'all. I'm always running a day late and $1 short. Let me get y'all fixed up again. Glow, repeat. There. I like to fail. I was trying to reach the garbage sack, and it was too far from me to put those eggshells in. Now let me rinse my hands off and move these egg yolks. Y'all ever have days like this where everything seems to just go against you? It's kind of like that old song that says, "Mama said there'd be days like this, there'd be days like this, my mama said." Y'all remember that old song? All right, so put your egg whites in here like that. And we're going to cook them, beat them till they're frothy. You want them kind of frothy. Yep, I did a sign one time that said, "Precious memories, how they linger." Don't they linger? All right, see, it's beginning to get frothy. That's what that means. Always tilt your bowl and go up and over. You don't stir like this. You don't stir egg whites like that. You go up and over and down. All right, that's frothy. That's solid protein right there. There's our frothy eggs. Let me set that aside. Now, I've got a big, nice eggplant. Look at that thing. Isn't that nice? A nice eggplant. I'm going to cut off this end of it. And I am going to peel her up. You do not use the peeling on this. I guess you could, but I don't. I believe I can do better this way than the other way. It's a lot quicker. All right, we're going to cut this in half, and then we're going to cut it in half moons. if you were using one of those, I can't think of the name of the other eggplant that's it's long and skinny, but it's purple like this one. You could cut that in little circles, but since this one is so fat, I cannot do it. Some of y'all, the other day, I did a fried eggplant. And somebody wrote in, well, several people actually did, and said they had never eaten an eggplant. And some said, I've eaten them, but I've never cooked them myself. I know that a lot of times when y'all go out to eat, you order eggplant Parmesan. Now, why do you do that? Oh, because it's so good. And y'all can make it yourself. You can make it yourself. We're fixed to do this thing. All right, so here we go. We've got an eggplant, and that's all we're gonna need is one. Our marinara salts over here is marinating. I might be turning that stuff down. My goodness, it'll be cooked away. There we go. I'm gonna turn it down really low. All right, cut this. If you've got a fat one like me, you can cut it down the center. If you have one of those little skinny eggplants that's real long, you could cut it in circles. But I'm gonna have to do it like this because mine is so fat. Okay, now I'm gonna cut it in little pieces, and I want my pieces to be the same thickness as possible. I've cut mine in looks like about I don't know, a little less than ½ inch, but all of them are the same. That's the important part. Okay, we got those cut. Let's cut these. This is enough to feed a big family. All right. There we go. Now let me show you what we're going to do next. Okay, y'all, now it's time to put some water in our frothy eggs. So we got 4 eggs, so we're going to use 4 tablespoons of tap water. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to beat some more. All right, y'all, we're moving right along here. Now, beat up the water in the egg real good. Still keeping it frothy. Like that. Then what you do is this. You take a shallow pie plate and pour grated Parmesan cheese in it. It's grated Parmesan cheese in your pie plate. Because you're going to coat each piece of this and put it on that cookie sheet. So here's how you do it. We've already greased our cookie sheet. You take the Parmesan piece like this. Oh God, the eggplant. What am I doing? You take the eggplant, dip it in here, get the edges off of it, press it down in your Parmesan cheese like that, and lay it on your cookie sheet. That's all you do. You go here, drip it off, press it down in your Parmesan cheese, like that, and lay it on your cookie sheet. Your eggplant is big, so you need to lay them close together, like that. It takes it takes almost a whole container of Parmesan cheese, that big jar that you get on the spaghetti aisle, because it takes a lot of it. When you get this coated, You'll see in just a minute because a lot of it's on it. And as you can tell, there's really nothing on it right now that's bad for you. You've got egg whites, you've got Parmesan cheese, and you've got the eggplant, Parmesan cheese, and your and that's it. Egg whites, and that's high protein. We're going to put this in an oven of 400 degrees and bake it for approximately 20 minutes. Half of the time, when you get through with a little bit of it, like we're going to bake it for 20 minutes. Is that what I said? So in 10 minutes, flip this eggplant over to the other side and brown it a little bit on that side. You're trying to get some brown on it. You're trying to get your cheese a little bit brown, okay? Y'all see how that cheese is going down? It's getting less and less in there. That's why I said it almost takes a whole jar of it to do this. The pie plate works extremely well too. And one eggplant's gonna make a big casserole of this. All right, I'm gonna pour some more in there because I'm running out. Have y'all ever made this at home? Have you ever made it at home? It's really not hard at all. It's actually easy as pie. But it is a little bit on the time consuming because you're having to do some little prep work. Oh, by the way, while I had y'all off, I tasted of our marinara salts. I did not put about one drop of salt in it because my tomato salts was so salty that I didn't need to. So y'all remember that now. I did add a half a teaspoon more of oregano and a half a teaspoon more of the Italian seasoning. I did do that. Oh my goodness. Thank y'all for watching me always and helping me out by giving me suggestions. I'm telling you, we've got some good cooks in America and y'all are one of them. We're teaching the younger generation how to fix some stuff. They thought you had to buy eggplant Parmesan just out at a restaurant. They didn't realize we could make it at home so easy and so cheaply. I don't know how much y'all pay for eggplant Parmesan. I would guess for the main dish, I would guess somewhere between $15 and $18, wouldn't you? And y'all are growing eggplants at home. So in your gardens right now. So the only thing you're going to have to buy, and if you don't want to make your own marinara salts, I like mine. But if you don't want to, you could use the bought marinara salts to pour over yours, and you won't have to do that. If you want to add something healthy to it, that'll be all right too. You could add, I think mushrooms would be good on it. Like sauteed mushrooms when you put it on your plate and then have some mushrooms on top. Don't you think that'd be good? All right, put that on there. All right, we've covered up our pan, so I've got this many pieces left. But look, we've covered up the whole pan with this. I'll do something else with that little bit right there. Let me move this out of the way. All right, now let me rinse my hands off. I'll show you what to do now. All right, what we're going to do now is we are going to take some cooking spray and we're going to spray the tops of this eggplant on here. We're just going to give it a good spraying. Whatever cooking spray you want to use. This is olive oil cooking spray. All right, pop it in the oven at 400. We've already got our marinara sauce made. All right, it's at 400, so we're gonna leave it on there and where it browns is kind of on the bottom part. And I'll be back just 20 minutes. Okay, y'all, we're gonna get them out and turn them over to the other side. Woo, hot, 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 hot. Let me. See how nice they look. All right, now we're going to turn them over to the other side. Let me push this in and find my spatula. Just flip them right over to the other side, and we're going to let them brown on that side, and then we're going to put the marinara over it. See, this is real easy. It's just so easy. Y'all are going to be able to do it. Forgot to turn the light on for you, didn't I? Bless y'all's heart. Bless y'all's heart. Bless your heart. Let me plug it in again. If y'all realized how little my kitchen was, somebody said one time they came here and they said, your kitchen's a lot smaller than it looks on the television. Well, honey, it is a small kitchen. This is not a big kitchen, I'm telling you. It's a small kitchen. All right, so we cooked it 20 minutes on that side. Now we're going to cook it about 10 or 20 on the second, however long it takes for it to get brownish on the other side. Whoops. Remember now, you got to spray this. I mean, put you some little bit of oil on. Don't put too much. Just a smidgen. Smidgen. Okay, let's, wait a minute. I didn't turn over this last one, I don't think. Let's see. No, I didn't. All right, there we go. All right, now let's put it back in for another 10 minutes or so. Woo, hot. Okay. Okay, y'all, I peeked and they're brown, so let's get them out. Let's get them out. Well, they sure look good. Woo! I'd love to eat them like this without some marinara sauce on them. All right, so here's what you do now. Let's get us out a casserole dish. All right, we're ready to build this thing. Let's put just a little bit of cooking spray in the bottom of our casserole dish. This is a 9 by 11 or 13, I think. You're going to have to judge because I don't know what size your eggplant was. You know, I do not know. All right, we're going to make us a little row of eggplant now. There's a little piece that stuck. That's good like that. All right, let's take one more, put it right in there. We're going to kind of layer it, okay? The recipe does not call for it, but I'm going to put just a scoop, but I'm not going to put it yet. I was going to put me on just a little bit of mozzarella cheese, because I think that'd be good. All right, let's put on a little bit of our marinara now over the top of this, okay? I cooked my marinara for quite a while, so it kind of cooked down. So I added a few tablespoons, I think it was 3, of just some water in it because I didn't want it as thick as it got. It cooked down and I didn't want it to do that. I did not. Okay, smear that around a little. Okay, now then, well, that's not too hot still. You know that Parmesan cheese that was left from doing your eggplant? I'm going to add the rest of it to here. Like that. Because we certainly don't want to waste it. And all it had on it was just a little egg and a little... that'll make it so good. You don't want to waste all that cheese. I'm not throwing that in the trash can, I can tell you. Now then, let's put on... it doesn't call for it, but I'm going to put just a scoop of Parmesan. Okay? I mean, listen, what am I? Y'all, it's been a long day. That cheese I just put on there was Parmesan. This is a little, that was a leftover Parmesan from doing the eggplant. Now I'm putting on a little mozzarella. Just a little bit. Now let's put another layer of our eggplant. Boy, how good is this going to be? Two stuck together a little bit, which will be a problem when you get to dipping it out. Y'all can see why I cut my eggplant into half pieces, half moons, because mine was so big. All right, there's that. Now let's put on the rest of our, this isn't even hot right now. Heck, we might, with this much sauce, we could have used we could have done 2 eggs plants, but we would have had to get out another cookie sheet because you couldn't do but one at a time on this one, that's for sure. All right, I'm going to cook it like this. I'm not going to use all of it. I'll save some more for something else. That's a plenty. That is a plenty. I've got just about 2 tablespoons of this left over the Parmesan cheese. So I'm going to sprinkle it on there. And all you're supposed to do is cook this about 10 minutes just to let everything get piping hot on 400, and that's it, and you're done. It'll be ready to eat. There's a little piece right there. Stuck. That's good. Yum. All right, we're just gonna stick it in the oven, and then we just pull it right back out in about 10 minutes. Do y'all think I should put a little bit of this on top? Huh? I do. Just a little bit. Let's put just a little bit. I don't know if you're supposed to cover it with foil or not. I don't remember what I did last time. All right. Talk to y'all later in just a few minutes.